So I had forgotten how to start a chain, and my sister showed me the way that our grandmother taught us. And then she said, you basically just hold the stick, you put this around, you hold your hook, and you just flip it around like that. And so you have like a little twist there. And so you let the excess sort of just sit off to the side. And then she said a good way to control the tension of the yarn is you wrap it around your pinky, and then you let the rest go over your fingers, and then you hold the yarn with your fingers here, and you can kind of control the tension. So now I need to do my first chain. So I'm gonna hold it and then pull it through, and then I have my first little hook. So I'm gonna do it again, put it over, pull it through, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I made 10 so far. I'm going to do 36 across, just because that's what I did with the last one. And as you can see, the holes are not very tight, so a chain shouldn't be too tight or too loose. There may be a loose one in between here and there, but I'm not worried about it. It's not a big deal. So I'm at 10. So you want it to be able to pass through easily, but not too much. So if you need to tighten it, you just pull the string. If you need to loosen it, you just pull the hook. Five, 36. Okay. Now I'm just going to grab my other panel to check if that is close to the... So yeah, that is the same size. Okay, great. Okay, so now I'm going to do a single crochet stitch all the way across back. So I'm going to skip the first section and go into the next one. So I go through that first loop, hook it, pull it through, and now I have 2 loops on my hook, and then I go back and I pull through. So that's 1 single crochet. So I'll do it again. Go through the next loop, go wrap the string over, bring it through, wrap the yarn over, bring it through, and then pull yarn through both of those loops. So again, go through the loop, bring it through. You have 2 loops, and now you need to bring it through those 2 loops there. And I'm going to go through the next loop, pull it through. I have 2 loops. I need to bring that through those 2 loops. Alright, so I just keep going into the next loop. I have 2 loops on my hook, bring it through, go to the next loop. Add a chain, and then the pattern, it says after the chain you do 1 single crochet. I'm going to do the single crochet, and then next I'm going to do my strawberry. So I'm going to do 5 double crochet together. So I've done my chain, my single stitch. Instead of a single crochet where you just go in, you wrap it around first and then you go in. And then you pull that one through there, then you pull that through the next, and then you pull that through. So you're doing double the work. And then you're gonna go back through the same loop right there. And you're gonna do that 5 times. So that's what creates a shell, is you're gonna go through you're gonna stay in the same exact loop. And that's how you get the shell to build up. So again, let me fix my yarn, wrap it around, go through the loop, pull it through. Now you have 3 on your hook. Go through 2 of them, and then go through 8. Okay, sometimes you have to go backwards. So let's try again. This is cotton yarn, so it can be a little fickle. Now I'm going back in a 3rd time. Pulling it through 2 loops. Oh, I didn't get those 2 loops. Go back in, pull it through, go through 2 loops, and then wrap it again, go through the next 2. Wrap it, go back in, bring it through. Through the first 2 loops, and then go through the last 2 loops. And as you can see, I'm starting to build my shell. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I need 1 more. Alright, so now I have my 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can kind of see, so there's 1 right here, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can kind of tell by like the way it knots at the top. So there's like a bit of a loop here, it like knots here, 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 and here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is a shell. So now I'm going to go on to the next loop to close that to create a shell. So I'm going to do a single stitch in the next one and kind of pull it a little bit taut, and now you can see that I have my 5 double crochet shell. Okay, so here's the pattern again. So I've done the chain across, and then I did a chain and a single stitch across. So I'll show you in here. So those little loops are the chain, then I did a chain stitch, and then I did a single stitch, a single crochet stitch all the way across. That's what the plus sign is. Then you do a single crochet again, and you can keep flipping it to the right side if you need to. You don't have to worry about being single-sided just yet. And so now I've done my first set of the double crochet shell, and then next I did my single crochet stitch, and then I'm going to do another single crochet stitch, and then do another shell. So there's 2 single crochet stitches between each shell. So I'm going to do 1 more single crochet in the next loop, and now in the next loop, that's where I'm going to start my shell. So double, go through, I should probably get one of those bowls. Okay, I'm on number 3, in the same loop, 4, and then 5. Okay, I pull that a little bit taut on that last one, and then I do a single crochet in the next loop over, and then another single crochet. Alright, so there you see, I have 2 shells now, so it's making a really nice scallop pattern, which is so pretty, and I want to use in something else. I'm going to do that all the way across, and when I'm done with that, I'll show you how to add the grain. Okay, so I've completed these shells across, and now I'm going to add the green part to these strawberries. So obviously in a circle it's going to lie flat, but when you pull it, it all starts to go in its own direction because there's only 2 single crochet stitches in between each shell, so it doesn't give it a lot of room to breathe between each shell, so it's gonna pull on itself. But that helps because that's what helps create the shape of the strawberry. And what really brings it together, literally, is the green part. So I don't really know how to do it, but I just sort of add the green in, and then I tie it to the last color, and I'll just do like a light double knot in case I need to move it. I'll take this out. I do a light double knot, and then I can cut the red. I'm done with the red for now. And now I'm going to take the green and sort of start it off the way that I did for the chain stitch. Which may not actually be necessary, actually. I think, yeah, okay. Do like this, and then create 1 single stitch to add to it. And make sure it is lower. And then I'm going to go into the next loop. And then the next one. So I'm going into my single crochets right there. I skipped that one, but so you go into your single crochets with single crochets, and then when you go to your next shell, you're going to go into, so let's see, is this the shell? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. This one's a little wonky. Let's just say, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll make this a single again. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the shell. And so I'm gonna go in as a single stitch, pull this through, and then I'm gonna go through the first loop. And so now I'll have 2 loops on here, and I'm gonna do that again through the next one. So I'm gonna go through the next shell, make sure that it's the right stitch. Okay, go through the next, pull it through once, and then through the first hole. So now you see that I have 2 loops right there. I'm going to go through the next one, go through 1 loop, and now I have 4 on here. I'm going to go through the next one, pull it through, hook it, and now I have 4, and then the last one, the last one of the shell, and then pull it through. Okay, so now I have 5 loops, and then these going through, which is kind of like a chain, and then I'm gonna pull all the way through, and that's what creates the top of the strawberry. And then I'll hook once through the top of that to kind of tie it off, and then go through the next loop over. It's not this one because that one's already connected to the screen, so the next one over I'll go through, do a single crochet to pull it all together, and then that creates the strawberry. So I'll do it again. I'll go through, go through do a single crochet, and now I have my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like, yeah. Okay, so this is how I did it. It's not necessarily the way the pattern says to do it. I mean, I think it is, but it was hard for me to still interpret it that way. But I feel like this pulls it together nicely, and it gives it a really nice shape when you do it like this. The other way that I tried when I was watching it in a YouTube short was making them really flat, and I didn't like that. But this really adds volume to them. And I think I think that's the single crochet. Okay. So now I'll pull all the way through and kind of pull the string to get it a little bit more taut, and then do a single chain at the top to kind of bring it together, and then do a single stitch in the next loop over, and kind of pull it, and then you start seeing your strawberries form. So I'm going to do another single stitch, and then I'm going to go into the first of the shell, and then the next one, and then loop the next one, and the next one. Oops. And you can tell you're doing it because you see these little V shapes in each loop. So I'll go on the last one here. And then that's my strawberries. And when you start to see them lay next to each other, they start to form and they look super cute.